There we go. That's it. So, bring our feet together. We're sitting towards the front edge of the chair. Then take the feet into a V shape. We turn the feet out. Bring the heels round. So let's set the heels just underneath our knees. Take a big shoulder roll up and back and down. And then scrunch the shoulders up by the ears and then let them drop down. So we scrunch up and drop down. So we're just encouraging some space in the muscles around the upper shoulders and the neck. And these little shoulder shrugs just give you that little bit of a release. One more time. And then bringing the hands to the lower rib cage. Let the shoulders be soft now. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, expanding the width and the depth of the rib cage on the in-breath. Take a big breath in. And breathe out. And big breath in. And breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then release the hands down. Give the hands a little shake through. Okay. Going to peel an alternate heel up off the floor. Let's start to get some mobilization through those ankles and those big toe joints. So we want to bias the weight underneath the big toe. So when we're standing, and some balance work that we're going to do in a little while, that will help with the support, and we keep the ankles nice and aligned. And then coming to double heel raise. That's it. Again, still keeping the weight over those big toes, and then just be a little bit heavier. Let those heels bounce down, just sending those vibrations through the legs. Starting to rake up those leg muscles. Oh, we're rhythmical. And let's go 2 more here. That's it. And then rest it down. Just have a little pedal through those legs. Coming into shoulder rolls, up and back and down. And 1 more backwards. And then roll the shoulders forwards. And 1 more forwards. And then coming into some side bends. So hands just dropping down by the side. We let the hand drop down to the side. Shoulders are soft. And we bring that through the center. Try and let those shoulders just drop away from the ears on both sides. 1 more like that, each side. So we're getting some mobility around the spine, lengthening around the side of the body. On the next one, if shoulders are happy, we take an arm up and over. And we go to the other side. Float the arm up and over. Equal through the sit bones. So we get the benefit of that lengthening through the side of the body. Last one. And then bring that back to the center. Okay. Just going to bring the hands knuckle to knuckle into the solar plexus. Shoulders are down. And we're keeping the chin in the center of the chest. We take the rib cage round to one side. And we bring that back through the center over to the other side. So just think about sending, as you keep turning side to side, think about sending those collarbones east to west. Shoulders are down. The rotation is happening around the rib cage, mobilizing the spine. Sit bones are equally weighted. You probably won't come very far, especially if you keep the chin in the center of the chest. But hopefully you can feel this. You might feel it around the waist, maybe the mid-back, maybe lower back. And then bring everything back to the center. Reset. Just a little bit more for our shoulders. Taking the hands like we're going to push someone away. We've got the palms facing forward, just roughly in line with the armpits. Keeping, again, the shoulders down. We press the arms away and then draw the elbows back into the body. Let the elbows come quite far back, still tucked in though, and we send the palms away. So we've got a little tricep press here. So elbows come right back, still tucked in. Shoulders down away from the ears. Again, collarbones east to west. That's it. So we're just starting to, again, a little bit more mobility work for the shoulders, but switching on those shoulder muscles and engaging our triceps, the muscles in the back of the upper arm. 1 more. And then rest those arms down. Reset the shoulders. We're going to take the feet wide towards the front of the chair again, if you're not already there, and then a little bit of a pedal through those feet. Just make sure those legs are awake, ready to take our weight. And then when you're ready, we'll take ourselves into a standing position. Come and stand behind your chair. That's it. So just find about fingertips distance from your chair, so we've got a little bit of space in front of us. And then again, we'll set the shoulders back and down. I'm just moving my chair, but imagine it's there in front of me. We bring the feet together again, take the feet into that V shape, bring the heels round. So we've set those feet underneath the hips. Just taking a slight softness through the knees, and then tilting the pelvis forward, tilt the pelvis back, and imagining the pelvis to be a full bucket of water. When we tilt the pelvis forward, the water spills forward. When we tilt the pelvis back, the water spills back. And we want to just find an even imaginary water level where the hips are then sitting underneath our rib cage. So for some of you, it might mean that you're having to tuck under, and for some of you, you might have to tuck forward. So it just depends where your back sits naturally. So my back wants to tilt forward, so I have to tuck under to bring my rib cage over my hips. Okay, coming back into those alternate heel raises, peeling an alternate heel up off the floor. The chair is there for support should you want it. If you don't feel that you need it, don't use it. So again, making sure we can bias the weight over those big toes. Growing tall through the body now. Crown of the head, an invisible string lifting the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Shoulders are soft. Collarbones again, east to west. One more each side here. Now, you might want to just float the fingertips to the back of the chair as we come into double heel raises because it's going to challenge the balance a little bit more. So hovering both heels up off the floor. Take the eye gaze about 2 meters in front, starting to really challenge our balance. So imagine we've got this corset of muscle wrapping up around our abdominals, drawing the rib cage and the hip bones together. If you are feeling a little bit braver, we can come up a bit higher. So it's going to challenge our balance. The chair is there for support. When I do my imaginary chair, like doing like a Tommy Cooper impression with my hands out in front of me. It's my chair. It's my chair. Let's go one more. And then bring that down. Give those legs a little shake out. Right then. Coming into our roll down. So with our roll down, again, fingertips just on the chair for support. We're trying to get a curve through the upper part of the spine. So we stand tall to begin with. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, gently nod the chin towards the chest. And we're curving through the upper spine, looking towards your feet or your legs. Hands are supported, so we just give that spine a little bit of support, particularly if you have any osteopenia, osteoporosis type issues. You really want to be supported on that chair. And then we curve back up again, restacking the spine until we come upright. Let's do that again. Now, if you are not concerned about your back, then you could hang a little bit further forward. But like I say, any osteopenia, osteoporosis type issues, then definitely keep supported on the chair because otherwise it's a little bit too much weight. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, bring chin to chest for curving forward. Nice and soft through those arms. You might have the hands resting on the chair, or we've got the hands just hanging there in front of the knees. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we curl back up again. Restack the spine. And reset head, neck, and shoulders. Okay, take a little step through those feet. Just loosen off that lower back. Okay, we're going to come into a backward step. Now, with this one, again, my Tommy Cooper impression. Imagine my chest, just so you can see me. We're resting with our fingertips here. And then taking a little tap back with the big toe. Now, what will want to happen, your hips will want to rotate. Your chest is probably going to want to come and compensate here where there's for the tight areas. Depends where you've got tightness. But what I want you to do is take a slight bend in the knee, a little hinge forward at the hip, support on the chair, and we tap back here. So we're going to alternate, keeping the weight forward over that front leg, whatever the leg is then being the supported leg. That will give us quadricep strength work around the hip complex as well. So it's not that. Okay, so that's a back step. It has its merits, but that's not what we're doing. So we're keeping that weight forward. So come join me here. We've got our fingertips in contact with the chair. Stick your bum out a little bit, let the knees bend and hinge at the hip. So your weight is over the balls of your feet. Now keep that weight there as you shift the weight into one leg and tap the other leg back. That leg is really light. Bring it back in, keep the weight forward. We tap the other leg back. So we've really got hardly any weight in the leg that's coming back. We're just getting that contact with the floor to find that point of balance. So this is going to challenge your balance. Looking over the top of the chair, you might feel that you can take the hands away, maybe bring the hands to the hip if you want to add the balance challenge. Keep the shoulders and the hips square onto the chair and the floor. Keep breathing. Just a few things to think about. That's it. Keep going. Let's go one more each side. You've got it. And then bring that back in. Give those legs a little shake out. We're just going to come into some deeper squats before we come back to the chair. So reminding of our squat position, great functional movement for supporting the back when we come down to pick things up off the floor. We hinge the hips back first, knees bend, keeping the chest proud, maybe holding onto that chair, maybe hands in front, and then pushing through the heels to engage the glutes on the way back up again. So let's give that a go. So support on the chair if you want to, hands in front if you feel that you don't need that. Now the deeper your squat will engage the glute muscles more. The slightly shallower squat, maybe you need to be here for knees, is going to be a little bit more quadricep focused. Both have benefits. So you just need to go where your knees are happy to take you. So we start off tall. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we send the hips back first, then let the knees bend, but keep the chest up so you're still looking over the top of the chair, never looking onto the floor. Then as you come up, push through the heels. That's it. Good. We're going to do a couple more like that, and we're going as slowly as we were going just then, because it just really gets our focus on the form, makes the leg muscles work a little bit harder. Let's do a few more. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we send the hips back first. Allow the knees to bend. The chest stays just shooting over the top of the chair. Then push through the heels. So really get that engagement as we come back up nice and slow. Let's go 3 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Send the hips back first. That's it. Chest is over the top of the chair, looking over the top of the chair. Push through the heels. So really get that engagement. Hopefully you can feel the glute muscles switch on as we come up. Last 2. Breathe in and breathe out. Hips back. Bend the knees. Looking over the top of the chair. Push through those heels. That's it. Keep the knees nice and steady. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out on the way down. So bum back first to get that squat position. And then we push through the heels. That's it, good stuff. And then give those legs a little shake out. We're going to find our way back to our chairs. Bring yourself down. Oh, hang on. Sorry. One more thing, sorry. There's one thing I want to do. We can't replicate it, sit it down. Sorry, everyone. Donkey kicks. A little bit more. Glutes and hamstrings. I said this is a glute focus. Like I said, you can't replicate this on the chair. So it's something that we do standing. Sorry, you're like, oh yeah, sit down. We've got back to the chairs. One sec. Well, last one, I promise. So we've got our feet under our hips. We take the weight into one foot and the other foot is nice and light. Standing upright, hips square to the floor, we're going to bring the heel to the bum and then tap that foot down. Hamstrings, glutes. So have a little go with that one. There's not much you need to do. The muscles will switch on automatically. So we're bringing the heel up to the bum. They call them donkey kicks. So there's a little kick back with the leg. That's it. So foot is flexed. We're bending at the knee. Knees are roughly in line with each other. Let's do one more. And then rest it down. Okay, give those legs a little shake out. We go the other side. So we line up those legs, nice and tall. Take the weight into the supporting leg. We switch sides now, just resting on the toes behind. Square off hips and shoulders, and then we bring the heel to the bum. Little tap down, heel to bum. That's it. So really strengthen. This is a real great one for strengthening into the backs of those legs. If we keep our legs nice and strong, particularly the upper leg muscles, then it will help with your steadiness as you're moving around in your daily lives. And let's go 3 more here. 3 and 2. Last one and 1. And then rest it down. Well done. Now you really can come to your chair now. We're done with our standing. We're going to just lengthen out those hamstrings in a seated position. Shuffle towards the front edge of your chair. And then extend one leg away. Now that might be enough. If you flex your foot, that might be enough of a stretch. Otherwise, hinge at the hip to increase the hamstring stretch. And if you want to increase it some more, press your heel into the floor. So each time that should just switch on those muscles that little bit more. Pause here. Lengthen the muscles. Now we've just worked them. A few deep breaths. One more. And then bring yourself back up again. Okay, other side. So we lengthen the leg away. Flex foot. That might be enough. Otherwise, we hinge at the hip to get a little bit more length into the backs of those legs. And if you want some more, push your heel into the floor. And a few deep breaths. So with your out breath, when we're breathing into these static stretches, you might be able to find that on the out breath, you can just deepen that stretch that little bit more. Try and relax your knees. I always I say that because my left knee always goes when I do a hamstring stretch. And then bring that back in, and then just give a little step through those feet. Okay. Shoulder mobility. Bringing our hands, palms up, elbows tucked in, sitting up as tall as we can now. So at any point, if you need to rest, sit into the back of the chair. But if you can sit halfway along the chair, then your core muscles are going to be working the whole time. Shoulders down, collarbones again out to the sides, east to west. Now keeping the elbows tucked in, taking the hands to the outside of the body, keeping the palms parallel to the floor, drawing the shoulder blades together. Bring the arms back in. This is going to open up the chest muscles and then strengthen the muscles around the backs of the shoulders and stop the hunched forward position that everybody wants to avoid. Breathe in. Breathe out to send the hands away. Elbows tucked right into the body. Draw the shoulder blades together without arching the back. Bring it back in. And out breath here. So just explore the range. Some people's arms will come out further than others. Don't worry about that. It'll do what you can do. Take the arms to the outside. Draw the shoulder blades together. Bring it back in. And last one. Out breath here. And then bring that back in. Release the hands. Come into a couple of forward shoulder rolls. And then hands in front. Lace the fingers. And then send your knuckles away from you as you curve the shoulder blades round forward. So it just gives us that release from the strength work we've just done. And release it down. Okay. Chin tucks. I haven't done this one for a little while. Sometimes we do this into the band or the circle, but you can do this free without any equipment. So the idea with this one is it lengthens and strengthens the muscles over the back of the neck and the tops of the shoulders. So it stops this sort of slouchy position of the neck that some people can get when the muscles have lost their strength. So when we're sitting up tall, we reverse the chin as if we're pushing the back of the head into a high back chair. It's not pretty. It gives you some double chins, but it's great for strengthening the back of the neck. So give that a try. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we tuck the chin back. No one's looking. So increase the double chins and then rest it down. You might even feel the sort of stretch over the front of the chest. So keep going with that in your own time. So a good place, I think I've said this quite a few times before, a good place to do this, these chin tucks, if you're concerned about your head and neck position, is when you're driving, stopped, not driving along, at like traffic lights or something like that. So when you are stopped, some little chin tucks, because you've got that high back chair that you can press into just to give you that little bit of feedback. So it's a bit like a chicken. Draw the chin back. Let's do a couple more here. Chin tucks. And last one. And then rest it down. Forward shoulder rolls now. Okay, a little change of focus now from the upper body and shoulders to our abdominals. A little bit of hip flexor work. Again, if you can be towards the front edge of the chair, you're going to just get that little bit of extra work. Plus, you've got some clearance underneath the back of the legs. So we're coming into some marches. We'll start with an alternate heel raise, and we'll start to pick the legs up. What we're trying to avoid is when we pick the legs up is the body compensated by coming into the legs. So only lifting the legs as high as you can, but keeping the rest of the body upright. And the other thing we're trying to avoid is that. So again, all of these things mean that your back is compensating and the abdominals are not controlling the move. So that's what we're trying to avoid. So let's just get the rhythm of that first. We take a heel raise, we bring the opposite arm forward, other side. So if you can, we go opposite leg. So just get the rhythm of the opposite arm, opposite leg. It's going to make your brains work too. Growing tall through the body. Starting to think about switching on those abdominal muscles. So that corset of muscle wrapping around the front of the body. And then you might find that we can just take those heels and toes a little bit lighter. So we're going quite slow, but really concentrating on not leaning forward, not dropping from side to side. So the core feels strong and it's supporting the movements of the arms and legs. So it's about practicing that core control. And let's go one more each side. And then rest it down. Okay, pause it there. Take a little rock from side to side. Just loosen everything off. We're going to try that again. But we're going to start at the pace that we went to, and then we're going to try and slow it down even further. And when you slow those movements down, they actually become more challenging because we have to increase the levels of control over that move. Okay, so let's try that again. Let's just start off with the heel raises. Just get the rhythm first. Heel raise, opposite arm, opposite leg. Just get the rhythm of that. Shoulders down, away from the ears. We're not rocking. I lost my coordination then. Avoiding our rocking from side to side, switching on those abdominal muscles. Maybe we can start to bring the knees up. That's it. But we're not rocking. We're not leaning forward. Now slow it down, like half the speed, like you've been just put into slow motion. So it makes it harder. Keep breathing. Shoulders down, but super slow. So we really have to switch on those abdominal muscles to keep ourselves steady. That's it, you got it. One more each side. And then rest it down. Okay, give those hips a little rock from side to side. Okay. We're going to do some more abdominal focused. So this will mimic a sit-up type thing, but we're going to come sit right into the back of the chair now, which will feel quite nice and supported. But we're going to use the back of the chair to press our back into so that we're getting some engagement through our abdominals. We're going to use the heels to press into the floor, so again we get that little bit of a press. So as we press into the heels and we tighten our tummy muscles, we're going to lift the pelvic floor muscles to help us. It's going to engage the quadriceps, but we're going to work those abdominals. To facilitate it, we're going to send the palms forward. We did that little tricep press in our warm-up. So sending the arms forward as we press into the heels and brace those tummy muscles is just going to give us that. It's almost like mimicking a plank type position if we were on the floor. Okay, so nice and tall. We're using the back of the chair. So thinking about that corset of muscle, we're wrapping up, but we're also drawing everything up and in as we press the lower back into the chair. Let's use the arms as well. So elbows just tucked into the back of the chair, palms up. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So press the palms forward, press into the heels. We press the lower back into the chair and draw all the muscles up and in. And rest it down. Hopefully that feels quite strong. You can switch on the muscles as much as you feel able to. Let's try that again. So we start here. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we press the palms forward. Push into the heels. Press your lower back into the chair. Lift the muscles up and in. And rest it down. So I hope you can feel quite a difference from when you rest compared to that bracing that we're doing. Let's do a couple more like that. Set the shoulders down. Palms up, elbows tucked in. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we press the palms away, push into the heels, switch on those muscles, lift everything up and in, rest it down. Let's do that one last time. Set the shoulders, take a breath in. As we breathe out, press the hands away, push the heels into the floor, press the lower back into the chair, brace these muscles, lift up and in, and rest it down. Whew. Give a little rock from side to side, loosen everything off. Change your focus to some hip flexor and quadricep work. So we're going to need to be back to the front edge of the chair. We've got one leg in front of us. So leg raises, this is going to be a little bit more intense for our quadriceps, a little bit more intense for our hip flexors. Now, a bit like when we were doing the marches, we're trying to keep the rest of the body as still as we can, because it's going to want to come forward to compensate or come to the side to compensate as we lift the toes and the heel up off the floor. It might be that you only get like a little hover of the heel and still can keep the body straight before you need to rest it down. That's fine. It's better to have a tiny move here and strong here than do that, because your back will be doing the vast majority of the work. So don't worry about how high that leg goes. More important that we keep the body nice and controlled. So we've got that heel just gently resting. We're towards the front edge of the chair, so you've got a little bit of space. We switch on those abdominals. Lace the corset of muscle. Shoulders are down. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, hover the toes up. We hover the heel and then bring it down. Okay, we're going to do that again. We'll do a couple more on this side. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we switch on those abdominals to hold us here as we hover the heel. Bring it down. Okay, 2 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Switch on those tummy muscles to support you. That's it. Bring it down. Last one. Breathe in and breathe out. Hover the toes, hover the heel. Switch on those tummy muscles. Bring it down. Bring that leg back in. Have a little step through those legs. And we'll go the other side. So extend the leg away. I talked about the strength in the leg muscles, how important that is for our standing balance. Quadriceps are probably the most important muscle to keep strong in terms of that standing balance. Okay, so again, growing tall. We've got that leg extended. If we switch on those tummy muscles, take a breath in. As we breathe out, hover the heel. Now, does this side feel different to the other side? Rest it down. You might notice that you've got a dominant side and that one side feels a little bit weaker. I can notice that. My right side is definitely stronger. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, tummy muscles switched on. We hover the heel. Keep everything else still. Bring it down. 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Switch on those tummy muscles. Bring it down. Last one. Breathe in. And breathe out. Right up. Rest it down. Bring that leg in. Have a little step through those legs. Little rock from side to side through those knees. Loosen off through the hip flexors. So 100s are, we've got a pulse through the arms with this one. So we're pulsing from the hands from the knee to the hip. So it's this movement here. And because of the momentum, if we've stayed relaxed through the body, basically the body would rock backwards and forwards. But if we brace through the core muscles, we switch the core muscles on, we can pulse the arms and keep the center of the body nice and still. So it gives us that core strength work as well as shoulder work and a nice bit of breeze around the legs if we pulse the arms. So what we want to try and avoid, like I said, that rocking, but also floppy wrists. So we want nice, straight, strong wrists. So we're really trying to push as if we're pushing through custard or pushing the air away or through water maybe to push down. So our angle is from our knee to our hip. Sitting towards the front edge of the chair, we've got a little hinge forward, so we've got some chance to brace against the pulses. I'm going to cue the breath. We'll breathe in to prepare, breathe out and pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do sets of 15. And it is just so that you breathe because everyone holds their breath when they do this one. Okay, so we've got a little hinge forward at the hip, back of the neck is nice and long and straight, hands just by our knees, shoulder blades sliding down the back. Take a breath in. Breathe out and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And rest it down. Okay. So think about wrapping up that corset of muscles so that the rest of the body, it's only that movement of the shoulder, nice and strong. So let's set up again. Hinge forward at the hip, hands just by knees, shoulders sliding down the back. Take a breath in to prepare. Lace up the abdominals and breathe out and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And rest it down. Reset. We're going to do one more set of those. Hinge forward. Bring the hands by the knees. Shoulder blades sliding down. Chest is open. Take a breath in. And breathe out and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And rest it down. So sit wherever is comfortable. Come into some shoulder rolls. And then change direction. Roll the shoulders forwards. And then pause it there. We're going to change our focus to get a little bit of length through the abdominals and focus on some mobility around the spine. Okay, so we need a little bit of space, so towards the front edge of the chair. Thumbs or fists or palms to support the back. We're going to come into extension, so we're creating this curve through the spine. You go where your back is able to go. So supporting the back, shoulders soft, taking a breath in. As we breathe out, we lift the heart and the chin and let the pelvis tilt forward to create that curve through the spine. And then bring that back all the way to the center. So we're going to do a couple more like that. So just reset those hands. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we lift the heart and the chin. Tilt the pelvis forward to increase the curve. Open up those chest muscles. And then bring that back in. Just pause it there. Reset. Let's do that one last time. Support the back. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, lift the heart, lift the chin. Tilt the pelvis forward so we get that curve through the spine. And then bring that back to the center. We're just going to do a counter move to release the spine. Hands on the thighs. Slide the hands over the top of the knees. Curve the spine in the opposite direction. So we've made this C curve. Chin is gently tucked in. And then slide the hands up. Sit up tall. Let's do that again. Slide the hands over the tops of the legs. That's it. So we've got this forward curve. And then sit up tall. Last one. And breathe out as we slide the hands forward, curve the spine forwards, and then bring yourself back up to a seated position. Okay, seated dart. This one is, we've got a little bit of extension, but it's mostly about strengthening the muscles through the back, our back extensors. It's going to give us some space around the backs of the shoulders as well. So with this one, we're sitting towards the front edge of the chair. My palms are facing inwards, and my fingertips come down to the back legs of the chair. As I slide my shoulder blades down my back, my chin and my heart are lifted slightly, but I'm not trying to get as much curve as I can. I'm trying to brace the muscles through the back of the body. So let's give that a go. So it's like we're a dart. It's like we're shooting up diagonally up to the ceiling. That's what we're trying to achieve here. And like I say, it's all about back strength, chest opening. So fingertips pointing to the back of the chair. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, point the fingers down. Slide the shoulder blades down the back, gently lifting the heart and the chin. Feel those back muscles switch on, and then rest it down. Okay, just find to slouch forward as we come out of that one. We're going to do two more. So this is our seated dart. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send the fingertips to the back legs of the chair, gently lifting the heart and the chin. Slide the shoulder blades down the back, switch on those back muscles, and then rest it down. We're going to do that one last time. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the fingertips to the back legs of the chair, lift the heart and the chin, slide the shoulder blades down the back, engage those back muscles, and then rest it down. We'll do the same thing to release the back. Slide the hands over the front of the knees, curve the spine, and then sit up tall. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, slide the hands over the tops of the knees, C-curve the spine. Sit up tall. Last one. Breathe in and breathe out. And then bring yourself up to seated. Little rocks from side to side. Again, just, horsefly. Hopefully it'll find its way out. They're horrible things, aren't they? Little rocks from side to side. And set the shoulders. Okay, one last little bit of strength work for the back of the body. Again, opening up the chest, strengthening the backs of the shoulders. Now, this is only if your shoulders, if your chest muscles will allow. Otherwise, you're going to stay with the seated dart that we just did, okay? So just have a little look in. I'm taking my hands, holding my hands into the base of my back and letting my elbows be nice and soft. From here, I'm going to send my arms backwards. So what this is going to do is going to open up my chest. So in the seated position, I'm here holding my hands, and then I can send my arms to the back seat. It depends how long your arms. If you've got really long arms, you might end up with not enough space. All right? And like I say, if you can't hold the hands together, if that is just not open to you because of shoulders, then you're going to stay with the dart. What this will do is just increase that work through the back and open the chest that little bit more. So it's up to you whether that's the right place for you to go. So if you can, we take the hands, I'm just holding my hands into the base of the back. Let the elbows just drop down so that the shoulders are quite soft to begin with. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the clasped hands to the back of the seat of the chair as we lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades down. That's it, you've got it. And then bring that back to the starting point. Release the arms for a second. So if that felt too much, go back to your dart. We're going to do 2 more, but if it felt okay, then stay with it. So we'd clasp the hands, just resting at the waistband. Let the elbows just be nice and soft, like you can, flip them around a little bit. Let's do it again. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send the hands, clasp hands to the backs of the seat as we lift the heart and the chin. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. And then release back to the starting point. Release the arms. And we're going to do that one last time. So sweeping the hands round into the, just holding into the back of the waist. Elbows nice and soft. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send the hands, clasped hands to the back seat of the chair. Lift the heart, lift the chin. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. Keep sliding them down. Just feel those back muscles working, the backs of the shoulders working. And then rest it down. Ooh, have a little rock from side to side. Let's release those backs of the shoulders. Bringing your hands to your elbows. Send the elbows forwards. And then think about now sending the shoulder blades east to west. So we are in a counter position, the opposite position. So a bit like a Russian dancer. So we send the elbows forwards. Shoulder blades are separating. And then sit up tall. Reset. Let's do that again. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send the elbows forwards. Curve the spine. Separate the shoulder blades. And then bring that back to the center. Reset those shoulders. Okay. Coming towards the back edge of the chair. So sitting all the way back into the chair. And then again, we're going to do a similar thing where we slid the hands over the front of the knees, but just leave them there. Let's just stay into that forward curl for a few moments and just breathe into that. So this is just bringing our back into a counter position. We've got that extension, and now we've got this forward flexion. So just breathe into that position. One more breath in. As we breathe out, find your way back up to an upright seated position. Take one hand over the thigh. So we've got that palm of the hand pressing. Press in with that hand into the thigh and turn and look over your shoulder. So we get a little bit of rotation around the spine. It's going to give you some nice length around the side of the neck and again, hopefully into the back of that shoulder. And then we go to the other side. So we pop the hand on the side of the thigh. And then just pressing that palm into the thigh, we turn to look over the shoulder. So press the palm in to get some length into the back of that shoulder. Rotating around the waist. And then bringing that back to the center, reset the shoulders. We need to be about halfway along the chair now. Coming into our side bends, but we're going to turn that into a mermaid stretch. Again, a little bit of loosening off of the shoulders and back. So hand down to the side like we did at the beginning. We bring the opposite arm up and over as we lean over to the side. And then through the center, all the way over to the other side. Bring it to the center. Now on the next one, just watch me for a sec. It's like we're going to be holding a ball or a beach ball between our arms. As we come over, one hand is coming over and we're going to send the other arm under. It's going to give us a little bit more work for that mid-back that we've worked quite hard today. So we've got that beach ball in front of us. We've just topped and tailed the beach ball. Send one arm overhead and the other arm underneath. That's it, to the rib cage, past the rib cage. And then bring that back through the center. We're going to go the other side. So we switched our hands over as we lean to the side. One arm overhead, the other arm under. So these opposing arm positions, just going to give that lovely stretch around the rib cage. And bring that back to the center. Reset the shoulders a second. We're going to do that one more time. So back to the first side, top and tailing the beach ball, shoulders down. Take a breath in as we breathe out. Arm overhead, the other arm we send under. And then bring that all the way around. Our beach ball is on the other side. That's it. Take a breath in as we breathe out. One arm over, one arm under. Reach the arms in those opposite directions. And then bring that back to the center. Set the shoulders. A couple of neck turns as we look over the shoulder and through the center over to the other side. And again, one more time, each side. Relax the shoulders, just checking in with the muscles over the front of the neck. and chest. To the center, gently bring chin to chest. Pause there. Soften the muscles over the back of the neck. And then taking the eye gaze to the ceiling. Open the mouth, soften the jaw. Again, releasing the muscles over the front of the chest. And then bring that back to the center. We're going to come into our 3 floats of the arms. You might want to be a little bit further forward for this one. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we float up. And then bring the hands down. Breathe in and breathe out. We float up. And bring the hands down. Last one. Breathe in and breathe out. We float up. Bring your hands down to your sides. And we will pause there. Well done, everybody. Well done. I'll just pause the recording.